Oh, did that start?
I just started it. It's kind of doing something.
Hi. Oh man, is there something wrong with this over here? Hey, bless you for being over there. Oh goodness. Hey, I got a new one for this Christmas. Woo! Let me see. Okay.
Is it electric?
Well, of course.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You could say there's no such thing as Santa. Grandma, we believe. Bring it, Grandma. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Walking home from our house. You could say there's no such thing as Santa. But as me, Grandma, we believe.
Hides the blood.
Oh yeah, no, I loved this when I saw him. I just can't resist these dang things. So. How is everybody today? Survived the week, so that's good. That's always a good thing.
Bill's hand is improving.
Got my cast off. So I was just saying, I took a shower this morning, and I actually had both hands, and the whole time like, ow, ow, oh, I was just making myself use his hand as much as possible. So it was pretty silly. What's this? Did you know the partridge pear trees? What is this?
Mary Lou, that's from that song. Partridge in a pear tree.
Oh, okay.
You can say it for Christmas if you want.
I got you. Okay, thank you. Oh gosh, what have I got here? Oh, t-shirts and sweatshirts that you may or may not want to do. This is Star Wars type stuff. So it says, "I'm not the droid you're looking for." So, calm you shall keep, and carry on you must. I kind of like that one actually. So, picture of Darth Vader. Who's your daddy? And a picture, and it says Star Wars, and it's got this real cute Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. We got a.
I want that one.
Well, a friend of ours does
Crochet.
and she made a baby Yoda for our youngest granddaughter for Christmas.
really cute.
Really cute.
I
Oh my
I
gosh.
should bring it in just to let people see.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Yeah. And do or not do, there is no try. I like that one too. Does anybody know Doctor Who?
Who?
Doctor. Sucked me right into it.
Got him.
That was really good.
Big-
That was really
big
good.
time.
I got sucked right into that one. Anyway, you know the Dalek on Doctor Who? You know, the mechanical bad guy? It's got a picture of the Dalek on here. It says, OMG, it's R2-D2. I loved him in Star Trek. Yeah, if you're not a Doctor Who person, this would make no sense. But
Or if you are not a
or not a Star Trek.
sci-fi
Yeah,
fan.
sci-fi person. Yeah, that's for sure. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
Yay, George and John.
And John said, a dream you dream alone is just a dream, but a dream you dream together, that's reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I love the song that I started out with, too. I love that. Four Tops.
Tell
What a great
everybody
song.
what that was.
Well, it was Four Tops. It was I'll Be There. And, put in the being you want as far as I'll be there. So,
Yep.
But it's a great song. I love it. And George, hooray for most things. That says it. Oh, more of from 1908. Okay. Think back to 1908. You probably weren't alive. I hope not anyway.
None of us were.
Sugar cost 4 cents a pound. Eggs were 14 cents a dozen. Coffee was 15 cents a pound. Most women only washed their hair once a month and used borax or egg yolks for shampoo. Canada passed a law that prohibited poor people from entering into their country for any reason.
Wow.
I just did it. 5 leading causes of death. Number 1, pneumonia and influenza. Number 2, TB, tuberculosis. 3, diarrhea. 4 heart disease, and 5 stroke. So now 4 and 5 are number 1. So, followed by, I think, cancer after that, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sure glad they figured out how to cure diarrhea.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're wild today. No, you're not. You're not. We're not even.
We had it just in time for that.
Oh, and bless you for sitting on this side. Thank you.
We didn't want the church to take over.
Yeah. You know, used to be though, actually when we first came to this building, what, 18 years ago, 17, a long time ago here.
18 plus.
This wall, long story short, we had weeds this high growing in the church from outside. Because the wall had separated from the sill and had great big. The point was, it was colder than crap over there. So in the wintertime, everybody would sit over here with blankets. So
That's why we have blankets in the church.
that is why we have blankets in the church. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. Confucius. Happy is the house that shelters a friend. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Time and tide wait for no man or woman. So I just threw that one in there. The beginnings of all things are small. And wealth is not his who has it, but his who enjoys it. Benjamin Franklin. So,
Phil and I celebrated our 35th wedding anniversary.
we did.
This week.
Friday. Yeah.
35 years.
Yeah, we actually got through the meal without arguing or anything.
No, actually, we make a real effort to
Yeah,
not
we don't.
argue, especially if we're upset about something.
Yeah.
Always wait.
And by that time, it's like, what was it? I don't know.
Well, and I think too, we have this set, well, I know for me, for sure, that I know that Phil would never, ever, ever intentionally hurt my feelings. So if my feelings are hurt, there's a miscommunication of some sort.
Or I was just being stupid.
Yeah, so either way, we just wait till I calm down and then we chat.
God, the nectar of the gods. I love coffee. Okay, and these are jokes from the 40s. Do you know how many pages I have to go through before I get one that is kind of funny?
They had weird.
They
sense of humor back
had
then.
different sense of humors back then. And even this one was kind of like, okay, what the heck? An Amazonian wife got into an argument with her little weasel husband, beat the daylights out of him, was hauled into court. Actually, it said hailed into court and fined $10. Instead of handing the clerk $10, she handed him $12. Well, what's the extra $2 for? They asked. Amusement tax.
That's not funny.
Well, it was like, okay, I got a grin out of it, but the other ones were like, that's not funny at all. So, I know, it's kind of interesting. Sense of humors have changed and will continue to change throughout the years. This one, that's right.
He can't yet hold a spoon, so he's like,
Well, I do it left-handed. I do everything left-handed.
yeah, but not with that hand.
You should see I'm right-handed. You should see my writing. Even the guy at the grocery store said, what number is this? I'm like, oh, it's a 2. Barnum's Animals, commonly known as animal crackers, were first produced with a string on the box so they could be used as a Christmas tree ornament.
Do you remember that? You
Yeah.
carry him around.
You carry them around. Yep. Had no idea they're supposed to be used on the Christmas tree. I just ate them, liked them. Like animal crackers.
You like lots of things.
I do. Forgot which one I was going on. I guess I'll just do this one. Self-respect is the root of discipline. I think I've done this, but the sense of dignity grows with the ability to say no to oneself. Yes, I did this a couple weeks ago, but hey, nobody remembers. The greatest mistake you can make in life is to be continually fearing that you will make one.
True.
Our names are labels, plainly printed on the bottled essence of our past behavior. The way to get things done is not to mind who gets the credit of doing them. It's true. It's true. And by the way, thank you for the poinsettia. I keep forgetting to say something.
It's really very pretty.
It is.
It's growing.
Yes, it is. Doing very well. Ponderisms. All of us could take a lesson from the weather. It pays no attention to criticism.
True.
In the 60s, people took acid to make the world weird. Now the world is weird, and people take Prozac to make them normal. That's funny. Thank you, Timothy Leary. How is it one careless match can start a forest fire, but it takes a whole box to start a campfire? Sometimes true. And one more. If Jimmy cracks corn and no one cares, why is there a song about him?
What is cracking corn anyway?
I don't know. Not really.
I know.
That's the next
Popcorn?
Thing, that's the next thing you need to find out, Phil.
It's either a popcorn or a,
No,
is it a chicken scratch thing?
I have no idea.
That's what you use, like
That's where it came from.
Is it? Yeah.
Original crack.
Okay.
You know, to get more nutrition out of the corn if you crack it than if you feed it to them whole.
I thought it was whiskey.
Either way, either feeding chickens or making whiskey. I don't know. Well, then we
You don't
would
need
care.
it. You don't. Well, and you don't need an excuse to make whiskey, right? Just asking. Just asking.
I think you need a permit to make whiskey.
Actually, you don't.
Personal use.
It's
Yeah.
and
For
yep.
personal use?
Yeah.
You can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Trust me, I've looked into it. I thought about it just because I'm, you know me, I'm curious about everything. I like doing all kinds of goofy things,
Such an
and
geek.
I know I am. So, anyway,
And that
What now?
makes it.
What now?
Garage
yeah.
hasn't blown up or nothing yet.
So this week,
Yes.
we're going to do Followers of the Way on Friday.
What's that?
That is where we talk about Jesus without religion,
Really?
just
Why do we do that?
because we can. But it's a time change because of the weird weather and all that stuff. We're going to do it in the daytime, so it'll be 10:30 to noon here. So if you want to do that, that'd be great.
Next Sunday is.
Drumming Sunday next Sunday.
Drumming
Yeah.
Sunday in December? Woohoo! Wow.
Why not? Right. Yeah. So, want to bring your attention to this book. We're almost out of copies, but we're making more. So let us know if you want some.
Special 25th anniversary edition.
Choose Your Spiritual Adventure. These are all guided meditations that not all of the guided meditations we've done over the years, but a few of the guided meditations we've done over the years. Cindy, Tabor, Jenny Jenkins, Beth Clark, Cheryl Webb, am I forgetting somebody else? And Mary Lou did the printing. They transcribed them all from the audio, and they put them into a neat little form here. And here's the cool thing. Sometimes, especially this time of the year, I don't know about you, it's really easy to not feel connected into spirit. And sometimes we just need that. We just need an opportunity to just reconnect and get messages and really feel that connection. Connection is always there, but we get distracted and life is challenging. So it's a beautiful way to sit down and maybe randomly choose something, the Azure Pool, and then just read the meditation. What?
I was trying to read the other one, but you were moving it. Into the Garden.
And then in the back, there's the interpretations of them as well. So
You have interpretations, really?
yes, so you know what you're getting. And I think there's a beautiful. I'm not just going to say that. There's a beautiful value in being able to feel that connection again, because it's so easy to get distracted and frustrated and everything. So it's only $20 if you don't live here in the area and can't come get one. throw an extra 10 on there and we'll mail it to you, okay? So your best way to do that is to send us a check and include your address and note, just make a note on their journeys, because this is, or adventures, because the title is Choose Your Spiritual Adventure. So if you could say adventures on that now.
What if they don't have checks?
What did we decide? You can use PayPal, but you have to include your address. You can call Nancy, get a hold of Nancy and do the square thing. So we'll figure out a way. Send me a message. Yeah, as long as we have an address. Yes, ma'am.
I want one.
You want one? Okay.
Right this way.
Okay. Do you want it to ship to your house?
An extra $10. I'll have some more printed up next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank
Okay.
you. All right. Anything else I should know about?
Oh, heck if I know.
Okay. Thank you.
Hard bit for me to tell you.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know what's going on.
My ear's not working. Thank you. Thank you. It's like I've never done this before, right?
See you later. So let's just chat today. I was asking for guidance on what information to bring you today. Excuse me, still have that cough. And all I heard was just chat. Let's just chat today. Let's just have a little conversation. And over the last couple of weeks, there were several Bible verses that really came to my attention. You know, sometimes I read this and I read that, and it'll have a Bible verse attached to it, and I'll read that, or sometimes they just show up for me. So, and that's really fun. All of a sudden I'll get like a word. I go, I know there's a Bible verse for that. I can't remember it, so I have to look it up. But anyway, here's a few that came to me over the last little bit. I'm going to start with John. If I can find John. 8:12. Therefore, Jesus spoke to them saying, I am the light of the world. Remember him saying, you are the light of the world? Yeah. He also said, I am the light of the world. He who follows me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. How wonderful is that? You know, well, there's so much darkness in the world. But if we're following the way, if we're doing the deal, if we're walking in the light's going to be there for us. Isn't that wonderful? That just is so uplifting to my soul. 2 Corinthians 4:18. Okay, we'll start at 17. No, we'll start at 16. Therefore, whenever you see a therefore, you might want to go back and read and see what it's there for. But therefore, we do not lose heart. But though our outer man is decaying, yet our inner man is being renewed day by day. How nice. For momentary light affliction is producing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things that are not seen. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are immortal. So how do you look at things that are not seen?
With your heart.
With your heart. Looking with our heart. And our heart is always bathed in light if we're walking in the way, right? Fun stuff. Galatians 5:1. It was for freedom that Christ set us free. Therefore, keep standing. There's another therefore. Therefore, keep standing firm and do not be subject again to the yoke of slavery. This is not the slavery of somebody owning you. You know, we certainly have had that in our history of people being owned by other people. But this is being enslaved to fear. If we're walking in the light and we're paying attention with our heart, we're free. How cool is that? Proverbs. Oh, one before that. Psalms 97:11. Light is sown like seed for the righteous, and gladness for the upright heart. So light is being given to you. It's there. It's going to grow. Light grows. And the last one. Proverbs 4:23. Watch over your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. It's easy to let our heart get all cluttered up with crap. Worries and fears and frustrations. And when we did the trilogy this morning, we cleared anxiety. Because it's there. But do we look at it? If we're finding ourselves anxious, and we do, look again with the eyes of light through our heart. And that opens things up quite a bit. This holiday season, I don't know about you, but I get really, I get really frustrated. All the commercials of the loving families, they were having so much fun. Was your family like that? Did you have this wonderful family gathering? I mean, we had moments, but often it was fraught with stress and distress and not fun, not fun. And I think all of these things help us to be able to set some clear, safe, defendable boundaries for ourselves. I want to talk to you about that just a little bit. A lot of times we think a boundary is, I'm never going to let them hurt me again. Well, that'd be like saying, I'm never going to let it snow again. You don't have any control over what they do. And, you know, a lot of times the trauma, excuse me, and drama that we get sucked into, especially in family units, is generational, deeply embedded. I chatted with a friend not too long ago, and she had to travel to another state. Her mother was very ill. And she hadn't had a real good relationship with her mom before, but they were getting better. They were doing much, much better. She was really having a good connection with her mom, which is a wonderful thing. Phil, could you bring me some water? I got a frog. Coffee's not in it. Excuse me. So, bless her little heart, her sister started playing the same role that Mom did. And the trigger point for her was the other person yelling. And she knew in her head she was right. She knew in her head she was thinking clearly. But the other person yelled at her, and she just slipped a cog and went back into that childhood mode, and she couldn't do anything but cry. And she was there for almost a month, came back home. Thank you, sweetheart. Oh, thank you. And she was still distressed. And half of this distress was that she was so pissed off because she succumbed to that again. And after we talked a bit, we really looked at the pattern of it. It was that degrading pattern. And what happens sometimes is that we get involved in this family dynamic, and they steal our energy. And we don't realize that our energy is stolen until it's gone. And then, like, she couldn't respond in any other way other tears and hide herself in her room, like she did when she was a kid. So there's ways we can avoid that, and ways that we can protect ourselves, and ways that we can be clear, staying in this clear, bright energy that we've been talking about here, walking in that light, seeing with our heart space, and not shut down. First thing you do is don't look them in the eye. You've heard this phrase, the eyes are the window to the soul. If someone is speaking harshly to, because here's the thing. Okay, so let me give you an example. So let's say you're sitting at the Christmas dinner table. Hi, come on in, folks. Have a seat. You're at the dinner table, and somebody says something hurtful to you. What's your first response? Is to look at them in shock, right? Look at their eyebrows. Look at the top of their head. Look at their chin. Don't look them in the eye. Because they can download that energy from you. They can steal your energy when they make that connection. Have you ever looked into, when you love somebody, you gaze longingly and lovingly into their eyes, and there's this deep connection, right? Same thing happens when somebody's going to steal your energy. Why do people steal your energy? Because they're bereft. Because they've been treated cruelly, they're empty, and they need to refill. And what are they going to do? They're going to be like a mosquito. Oh, I got to go find blood somewhere. Suck on the plate. That's what they do. And that, no harm, no foul, bless their souls, they probably were really abused. Cruelty begets cruelty. If someone's been cruel to you, they were treated cruelly. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. So don't look them in the eye. Don't give them your energy. And at the same time, so you're not seeing the physical temporal world. Yes? Phil had to adjust the light. Speaking of the light, don't look into the light though. So by protecting yourself in that way, by being aware of that, then the next thing you do is go, Because the does two things for you. First of all, it acknowledges the other person. I hear what you're saying. It's a crock of crap, but I'm going to acknowledge that because your words came out of your mouth. But you're not giving it any weight. You're not giving it any importance. You're not giving it any value. Okay? That's one aspect. The other aspect is almost like oming to yourself. When you bring your attention inward, and you can be clearer with yourself when you get in a moment of crisis. Because once we lose it, it's really hard to get it back, isn't it? Isn't it? And I don't know about you, but I don't want to lose me anymore. I don't want to run from stuff anymore. But at the same time, we can't always confront, because sometimes that's not the battle that we really need to be waging. To tell, well, you're just, that's not helpful. And that's totally contrary to walking in the light, isn't it? Instead, you can go, looking at their nose, or looking at their bald head, or looking at their fuzzy chin, whatever. Look at their earrings. Like my earrings? The point is you keep your energy. You're not letting them steal your energy. And if you're strong enough, and I'm not saying you are, because maybe you're not, you'll know whether you are or not, you might say, like somebody says, oh, you're just, let's say they say something cruel to you, and you go, And you could say, that was unkind, did you know that? Ask a yes or no question. A yes or no question. People cannot stay stuck in their crap and answer yes or no. Did you know that? They can't stay stuck in their crap and answer a yes or no question, because that requires thinking. That requires discernment. That requires judgment that is not judging you. Is yes or no? That was a hurtful statement. Did you know that? Oh, you're just being too sensitive. Don't look at him. I disagree. And you've totally defended yourself. You've not fed them energy, because guess what? When they steal your energy, it doesn't feed their soul. It just fires them up. It's your energy, not theirs. And so sucking your energy is going to make them uncomfortable. And what are they going to do? They're going to have to either suck your energy some more or take somebody else's. Don't play the game. Stop playing the game. And break generations of abuse. Now, if you're not strong enough to go, then set a different boundary. Saying, when somebody says something critical to me, I'm going to go, That's a defendable boundary. I can do that. I can't stop them from saying critical, hurtful stuff. But I can do that. You know, growing up, we went to family gatherings. I always made sure that I always wore a really pretty top outfit, because people would compliment me on my outfit and they wouldn't steal my energy. If I wore just regular clothes and didn't dress up, I was attacked every time. Every time. So it was my go-to mechanism for putting on my armor. Anybody said anything negative to me, I would just kind of look at my whatever. And then, oh, you have a really pretty blouse on. Thank you. Shifted the energy. That was my defense mechanism. Find what works for you. But letting someone steal your energy is no longer an option. There's power in a Whatever they say, no matter how hurtful. Because what happens is the pushes it back. You're not taking it on. You're just, look at that. And it keeps you in that state of sacred observer. No one can steal your energy when you're in the state of sacred observer. Isn't that a beautiful thing? That's powerful. And that other person doesn't need your energy. They need divine energy. They're not going to get what they need from you anyway. Stop playing the game. It's not helping them at all. In the meantime, before you ever get to the family gathering where there might be a challenging situation, do this. Think of that other person. And instead of thinking of a connection point between the two of you, you connect yourself to Spirit. And then ask Spirit to connect in with them. So any energy has got to go through God, one way or the other. So you're not thinking negative, harsh, hateful things at them. They're going to pick up on it, right? I don't like that person. Well, guess what? That's probably going to trigger them to want to attack. So just stay out of it. But connect into divine source. God is love. Send it out. Love. I don't particularly care for that person, but God, you do. So you love them for me. Let me tell you a story about, I've told you this before, but I'm going to tell you again, about doing a forgiveness process. Somebody had said something to me that really hurt my feelings. But I couldn't really go and talk to them about it because there were extenuating circumstances, let's just say. So I was really distressed by that because I don't like any negative energy. I don't like any conflicts. That just hurts my soul. So I asked Phil about it and said, you just got to let it go. They got all those other problems. They're just probably in their own thing. Yeah, I know that, but I still hurt. So I thought, well, I'll just pray about it. So I was praying about it. What am I going to do? I want to get clear. Help me get clear. All of a sudden, I felt a hand on my shoulder, and I heard a voice. Funny thing, that was the same shoulder and the same voice that I heard when I saw Phil dancing on tables, and I heard, he's the one. So I thought I better heed this one. And the voice said, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. And I thought, yes, that's it. I can't forgive this person, but God can. Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. And I was lifted up out of my body, taken to the ethereal realms, wherever that might have been, whatever that looked like. I could feel God's presence, and I felt heard. Have you ever told somebody something and they go, oh yeah, and you don't feel heard? I felt really heard. God got it. Divine source got it. Oh, I'm so sorry that hurt you. I could feel their compassion for me. And I felt totally healed. And I said, Father, forgive that person. They don't know what they do. And in that moment, I saw God send a beam of light to them with the energy of, please know, child, your words have power, for good or for ill. What a beautiful thing. I felt so free from that. I felt so healed from that. And then I was just dropped back into my body. Didn't have any issues. I was so grateful for that issue because it gave me this beautiful sense of healing. Do the same thing with this person before you ever get there. If you can't do it, let God do it. Again, the unseen things are so powerful. Are so powerful. So why am I chatting with you about this? Because I want your holidays to be blessed and sweet and precious memories made. And if you have challenging people in your life, keep your energy safe with you. Create that safe boundary. Remember what I read about watch over your heart with all diligence? This is your job. It's your task. Nobody's going to protect you from that hate and that hurt. And if you have to take it a little further, if you have to do it differently, do what you need to do without attacking that other person. Because that's just perpetuating the pain. Bringing love and light into that circumstance. I think that's what we want to talk about. Any questions on that?
It's interesting when you talk about the
Hmm?
I'm writing here in this, on this card that the is the best response when you feel the ego of somebody trying to pull you in.
She said, is the best response when you feel the ego of somebody trying to pull you in. Yes. Because people pull us in, it's this energetic, unseen connection that they are trying to steal our energy to make themselves feel better in some way. But it's not going to make them feel better in any way. So we're just going to stay out of that. Going to stay out of that. Find what hurts you the most. What is it the people that say that hurts you the most? You're being stupid. You're just too sensitive. Find what that is. And when you hear yourself with that phrase, on it. On it, right? For yourself. What's the phrase that bothers you the most, that has hurt you the most? On it. Because when you on it, you're going to give yourself power to be present, to be that sacred observer. Does that make sense? Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. Let's do a guided meditation, shall we? I think we'll do, let's do something else. We'll do this, let's just take a quick look here. The Azure Pool, since that's the one we did this morning. Just taking just a moment to be here in this moment. And just everybody go, That allows you to be here and being aware of your own self. And when you'll feel it in your sinuses, you might feel it in your chest. That awareness is your power source. This allows you to connect in with Divine Source that loves you dearly, delights in you even. Can you have a sense of that? Drink that in and allow yourself to feel that beautiful connection. Feel it in your heart space. And from your heart space, let it radiate into your whole being. And from that beautiful place, We're going to take an adventure. In this adventure, you're going to visit a wildlife preserve deep within a jungle. During your visit to the jungle, hear the sounds of the birds, bugs, wild animals. Feel the warm, damp, moist air and leaves as they brush by your skin as you walk through the jungle. Beats walking through the snow, doesn't it? And in your imagination, you can smell the loamy soil and the exotic flowers. See the ferns, giant leaves, moss on the rocks, hanging vines, and the dappled sunlight. And now we're going to choose some experiences that are right for you in this jungle visit. Your journey starts at the gates of the preserve. What type of gate do you experience? A chain link fence, a cattle guard crossing, or a wooden fence? What do you experience? A chain link fence, a cattle guard crossing, or a wooden fence? As you enter the preserve, you are met by a guide. Who acts as your guide? A native, a tour guide, or a park ranger? Who is here to guide you? A native, a tour guide, or a park ranger? And as you're just standing in this person's presence, just know that whatever's going on in your life, this being, this situation, this circumstance is going to give you some insights for that, to help you, to assist you. You and your guide are now ready to begin your trek into the jungle. How do you proceed on your trek? Do you journey in a jeep? Do you walk on foot? Or do you ride on an elephant? A jeep? You walk on foot? Or do you ride on an elephant? What fits for you today? You and your guide step into an opening with a view of a lush valley. You notice a stream feeding into a beautiful azure pool, and you move closer. You notice the water is actually light flowing. You step down into the azure pool of light. Feel all frustrations, regrets, anger, sorrow, and anxiety fade. Let it all go. Excuse me. See the distress float away. Notice that you feel unexpectedly clear and peaceful, and yet ready to go and energized. Feel that feeling for just a moment. Excuse me. As you step out of the azure pool, you notice something under a fern frond. What do you notice? An orb of light, an animal tooth with a leather cord, or a brilliant gemstone. What do you find underneath the fern frond? An orb of light, an animal tooth on a leather cord, or a brilliant gemstone? As you get ready to leave, your guide gives you a gift in gratitude. And what gift do you receive? Oh, no, I'm sorry. As you get ready to leave, you give your guide a gift of gratitude. What do you give? Do you give money or coins? An invitation for the guide to visit you? Or a hat or article of clothing? What do you give your guide? Money or coins? An invitation for the guide to visit you, or hat or article of clothing. So now it's time to return back through the jungle, feeling clear, blessed, full of light and wonder. You will remember this feeling and reclaim it by merely remembering the azure pool of light. As you wander back, we're going to do communion. And then I'll give you the interpretation of the azure pool. Lord willing. Mr. Phil, he's coming. Ooh,
Thank you.
lost the lid. Join us in prayer if you would, please. Excuse me. Loving Spirit of light, as we take this in, help us to take in your presence. Help us to take in your love. Help us to take in your strength. And help us to take in your guidance. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Amen.
Got it? Let me get it for you.
Oh, wow. Heard you. Thanks.
Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. All of it. All of it. And help us to be strong. Help us to be empowered by your loving presence. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Good stuff.
The microphone is over there if you need it. Would you turn that light on? No wonder I couldn't see.
What a lovely day. Hey, it's not snowing, it's not raining, it's just overcast. It's a Seattle day. So, thanks so much for everybody being here. Hard to believe, been doing this for 25 years. We've been together 35 years. Good grief. Just amazing, absolutely amazing.
Time flies. when you
And
have
we
fun.
wouldn't be here without you and all the people online. We really, really appreciate you. So thanks very much for everything you can help with, because we still have a building and all kinds of stuff we try to do. So we can't do it without you.
Could you mention the oneness blessing that we are going to be giving to those who would like after service here?
Sure.
Of what it is? Would, you know, I'm trying to talk my husband into explaining what it is, but I have to have this for a
Phil
moment.
could tell you.
You know, I don't know that I can as accurately as you can, actually. So-
We've been working with it so much.
Yeah, I know. So
For
you've got it
years
done.
and
I would
years.
have to choose my
2007
words
we
all over the
started.
place, and so yeah. About the oneness blessing, and for anybody online that that ever wants to come here and when we're doing the oneness blessing, you guys do it. Was it once a month?
Yes.
Once a month. So
Second Sunday.
second Sunday, every single month. Here you go.
So the oneness blessing is a connection to the very thing that Janice was talking about. This is a connection to Sandra and I don't do anything. We're just I'll borrow Hafiz's term when he said, I'm just a hole in the flute. And Christ's breath moves through. So what you get is up to you. It's entirely up to you. And all you have to do is go,
And God gives you.
And Spirit's gonna give you exactly
Yeah.
what you're,
Highest
you
and best
need.
for you.
Yeah, for now, because it's not about an interpretation that we have. We have no, we're just out of the way, so if you want to participate in that, why, come on back and we'll play some music and go,
Takes about 2 minutes.
2 minutes to Thank you.
Thank you.
You done with that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't hog it.
So let's take a look at the Azure Pool. Oops. Back to me. It's the little things. Okay. So the symbolic meaning of your choices will have deep spiritual significance for you. The gates of the preserve are here to let you know what holds you back. How many people had a chain link fence? Chain link gate. Okay? What holds you back is expectations. Those darn expectations. Cattleguard? Fear. A wooden fence? Inexperience. Just haven't been where you are going before. Anybody have anything different? Couple of things. Couple of different ones. We'll go ahead and get those. Thank you, Mundo.
I had a metal gate.
A metal gate. Okay, so that would be the combination of, well, let me just see if there's something unique and different for you. Okay, rather than expectations, it feels more like holding yourself back. You're usually pretty much a go-getter, set your mind on something, you're gonna go for it. But this is a bit of, I'm not sure about that. I may not be successful. So a little bit of holding yourself back. Okay, anybody else? Yeah.
My whole journey was a little different.
Was what?
Different.
Yeah.
So when we started and I tried to visualize the jungle, I just was pulled back to a desert landscape.
Okay, let me turn the camera on.
So yeah, I was in.
You had a whole different experience.
I could still hear and see critters and creatures, you know, bugs, lizards, snakes, I could hear birds, you know, but it was, yeah, completely, and I tried to be like, that was supposed to be doing a jungle thing, I was like, no,
You're gonna get your whatever, yeah, they're gonna get you what you're gonna get, yeah.
And, so my gate was wrought iron.
Mm-hmm.
And you just really kind of an ornate wrought iron
Okay.
heavy gate.
So what would hold you back with that is feeling overwhelmed. It's too heavy, too much. The fact that you went to the desert instead of the jungle, this is again feeling a little bit of bereft of the support necessary.
Did you want me to?
No, we'll get more as we go along. We'll do one at a time. Anybody else have something different? So what did you experience for the gate of the preserve?
Okay, that woman who just spoke, the thing, I found myself at the African safari.
I can't hear you, dear.
An
Hun.
African safari, and when he said jungle, it was as though I walked into an oasis. But like her, when I was listening to safari, it was, I realized that there was something wasn't as it was supposed to be, but I'm here to learn something. And as soon as I seen this, the jungle, I could hear everything as I'm understanding that this is what it is. That moment I saw Rafiki from the Lion King.
I can't hear you. Can you hold
Rafiki?
Hold the microphone.
really close?
I'm sorry.
You saw what?
Rafiki
Rafiki,
from the Lion King.
the baboon from Lion King.
Oh, baboon from Lion King. See, you got to talk language that an old person doesn't.
Okay, there's a baboon, and then I saw the Lion King's son and Pumbaa and Pumbaa singing.
Oh, so you're on your whole Lion King adventure.
Well, yes, and just before you said the gate,
What kind of gate? What gate did you have?
it's kind of like it was, I could see that there was a quote that was invisible, and that was the border of my awareness of that I was seeing a different dimension or something. I could see like bricks, almost like a tomb, but it opened like a metal gate.
Okay.
But I didn't really go through it, so it opened, it just kind of shook a little, and it showed like masonry look for it, but very clear.
Okay.
And that's
So
when I
let me
saw-
address the Jungle Book thing for you. So that's a journey of finding yourself. So you're in a real journey of self discovery right now, and what's the perimeter of the journey here was what's holding you back? Nothing. Illusion. Nothing's holding you back. Okay?
It was Jungle Book, I saw the next animals. It was actually the Lion King.
Lion King. It's all about self-discovery.
But instead of walking, you were dancing.
Yeah, no, so you get to have your own unique experience here. Yeah. But your experience is about self-discovery. This is what intuitively I'm getting. Does that ring true for you? You feel that? Awesome. Okay. So the guide that you have is going to tell you how Spirit's going to help you. How Spirit is helping you now. How many people had the native? Quite a few of those. Spirit blesses your natural abilities. You've got this. You got it. Your natural abilities are just going to shine through. And it's just tapping into that and being aware and allowing yourself to connect in with that. Tour guide. How many people had a tour guide? Okay, tour guide. Spirit clearly guides your path now. So it's going to be really important for you to just tune in, ask for guidance, ask for clarity, and you'll be directed. You'll have that insight as you move along. A park ranger? Park ranger? Okay. Spirit brings you a teacher to help you. There may be something you just don't know yet. So allow yourself to ask questions. I think that's one of the things I really like about Phil. He's not afraid to ask a question. And he gets a ton of answers that way. So how you begin your trek is the blessings that's being given to you now. How many people had a Jeep? Anybody have a Jeep? No Jeep? Oh, Jeep. This is joy renewed. Joy renewed. How many people were on foot? Okay. You're courageously taking the next step. And that step is blessed. You got this. How many people rode on an elephant? Fun. You remember who you are. Not what other people have told you who you are, but who you are really. Who are you really? What do you notice? This is the result of getting clear. What you noticed under the fern frond, you've taken some real efforts here, real steps here to get clear. Stepping into this azure light of the pond. If you saw an orb of light, how many people did that? Anybody see an orb of light? Okay. This is saying your purpose is renewed and the ability to fill your destiny with grace. You're stepping in. You're stepping up. Good for you. Anybody have the animal tooth on a leather cord? Got it. Love it. Empowered truth and the ability to speak your truth with grace. That's coming to you. Speak your truth with grace. You got this. Okay? A brilliant gemstone. Several of those. You receive a grace-filled spark of inspiration. Oh boy. How about that? Anybody have anything different than that? Of course, we got several people different.
I can ask you about mine afterwards.
Okay, we'll do one and then we'll.
Get it anyway.
Oh, I didn't hear.
That's okay. It was under a sagebrush, and it was like a big, you know the big kind of black beetles, but when the sun shines on them, they look that iridescent.
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm,
I didn't know if
like a
that's the same
scarab
as the
beetle or
gem.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the result of getting clear for you. Let me ask. You'll be able to reflect in a whole new way. You'll be able to radiate light, and you'll be able to reflect on life circumstances in a whole new perspective. It's great. And feel free, after services, I know we've got somebody else who had very different stuff. Please speak to me afterwards, and I'll really go over your stuff more clearly.
And the folks online.
And the folks online. The gift you give your guide is your purpose now. How many people gave money or coins? Okay? Your purpose right now is to honor yourself. I'm looking at you. And then others. Okay? And an invitation for the guide to visit you. Okay? Your purpose now is to be open to a new awakening on a higher level. Because higher than this? Woohoo! A hat or article of clothing. Got some of those. Your purpose now is to live fully in the truth of the clear self. Yeah. Bingo, bingo. Anybody else have a quick one? Yeah. Patrick.
Song and dance.
A song and dance.
No way.
Your purpose is to live happy. Be happy. Share that happiness. Wonderful. And if you have other questions, we'll chat about this after services. Let's do an energy circuit. My voice is wearing out. Energy circuit for the folks online, on home, at home online. I will check when I get home and respond to your things when I get home. What am I doing? Oh, connecting in. Bring it to your heart space to left hand to right hand, back to your heart space, and letting the energy build between your hands. This is that divine energy, that divine light that helps you see life from an empowered perspective. Bring that into your heart space. May your life be a prayer. God bless, and we will see you next time. Have a great week. Okay, if we want to circle